All right. I'm back. It says that I'm live and let's get some background music going on. All right. Let's see. I need some people to come here and help me out. All right. This time. All right. All right. All right. Good. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Still testing this out. So feel free to leave anytime you want or stick around. But I could use the help. I see that comment that you left. I see that comment. You say it's the worst stream ever. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate the encouragement, man. Anyway, this time tried a little something different. This time I paid for the monthly subscription. Came up to about $21 with tax and everything. Unfortunately, I'm still not able. I'm still not able to upload video clips as much as I want. The limit is very, very little. I mean, golly, I think I got maybe what, like 4 videos that I was able to upload. So I don't know. I'm trying different things. What is it now? What? What? Come on, hurry up. All right. My gosh. The kid wants to come out the cage and she's complaining. She's in the cage all day. Gee whiz. Anyway, two more important things. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh gosh, I can hear it now. The free graces and the anti-Calvinists going to use that as a means to attack me. But anyway, all right. So I'm trying different things. This time I was able to upload some videos. So let's see what happens when I do this. Okay. All right. So I was able to listen to that. So like I said before, so far Restream seems to be pretty decent if you're used to the StreamYard program and you don't want to pay for the StreamYard program, you want to get an alternative to streaming. This is a good. So far, it seems to be a cool place to go to. However, again, like I pointed out, I think there are a couple of red flags, in my honest opinion. The first one is, again, let me go to the media here, design segment. The first one is this. Okay, you can look up on your screen there, and you'll notice at the top left-hand corner, one of the options for preset overlays that they offer is a blue and yellow watermark or overlay that says "Stand with Ukraine." To me, that just seems so extremely random for a program that's open to the public like this. Again, we could talk about people's personal feelings with Ukraine, the Ukraine-Russia conflict and stuff like that. I'm for the people, not for the governments, not for the powers that are behind the propagation of this war. Okay, so I do pray for and feel for the people of Ukraine, the innocent people of Ukraine who are being forced to get out there on the front lines and fight. I have sympathy for those people who do not want this war to occur at all. And those who have lost loved ones and experience all kinds of pain and stuff like that. But the problem is that this is extremely political to put this in our faces, those who are paying customers of this public program, this program that gives you, that has public access. I don't understand why did this have to be an issue? I don't know. It just bothers me. And again, the reason why I bring this up is because that is kind of a red flag to me. That tells me that the makers of this program might be left-leaning. They might have a political agenda, which means if they're left-leaning and they have let me say it this way: if they have a political agenda, which I assume is left-leaning because of the Ukraine promotion, then that tells me that there's a strong possibility that in the future one could be easily banned or either suspended from using this program because they hold to a particular political angle that contradicts or may contradict the developers of this program that I'm using right now, Restream. So in other words, maybe I can't say certain words. I can't speak, ill of the LGBTQ or transgenders. Maybe I can't say words like fat. People are fat. That kind of thing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm new to this program, just trying the different things. So anyway, it seems like I could get the videos, which brings me to my next thing. The other thing I don't like about this so far is the delays in the transition from video to video and even from image to image. So let's say I'm gonna just pull up a random image. Let's see. Okay, that popped up pretty well, the overlay. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's a little bit of a delay. I'm not a fan of it. The StreamYard, it's kind of a little bit quicker. But now I got the paid subscription, and I got the $21 per month prescription, which still limits me to only a certain amount of space for certain videos. On StreamYard, I got a whole bunch of stuff, and I've pre-loaded back when I was paying full price. And now that I'm not paying anything, I'm back to the free use. I still have access to all of the videos that I previously uploaded. So I don't know if that's a case here. Like if I pay one time to get full access to everything and just go crazy with uploading as many videos as I could possibly can and then cancel the account, will I still have access afterwards to those videos that I previously uploaded? That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, comments are on delay as well. Yeah, Ryan, I see you making that comment there. So it's definitely a little bit of delay, but I say, this is just my opinion, that if you're looking for an alternative because you ran out of minutes or space or whatever, hours on StreamYard, I say, why not go on ahead and set up an account with Restream as an alternative or backup, and you can use that for as long as it allows you to, if you use that for free until that runs out. So you kind of go back and forth. Obviously, if you run out of StreamYard minutes or whatever you want to call it, you won't get it replenished until the end of the month or towards the end of the month. So let's say, for example, you get 20 hours, right? I get 20 hours free. Let's say I run up 19 hours. 19 hours, dang. Now I got to wait all the way to the 21st of the month to get it replenished, to get all those 20 hours back. Okay, if you do it on the 20th and you run up all 19 of your hours, okay, you still get those 20 hours reset and come and brought back to you on the 21st. But if you do it on the 1st and run up 20 hours, then you just got to wait to the next 20 days and stuff, something like that. Now with Restream, I don't know yet, so I haven't looked into that. I don't know if they have a particular limit or not as to how many hours you can get per month. So I don't know. I'm trying different things. So the last stream I just did with this, which was a couple hours ago, that ran up to about maybe an hour. So, but this stream here is going to be a lot quicker, a lot shorter, because I'm trying different things here. So anyway, so like I said, I paid for the monthly subscription, trying things out with this program, see what else I could do. Joshua Lowe says, I enjoyed that new 12 trailer. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. There will be a second trailer available coming soon. Yeah, I guess, while I'm at it, I might as well give a little bit of an update. Man, we're getting close, man. We're getting close. Again, but I don't want to give you a specific date. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up because, sometimes I notice mistakes and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't notice this until now. So now I have to go back to scene 6 or scene 4 and fix that in order for it to be, in order for the continuity to be accurate. So I don't know if such a thing is waiting for me yet, but it's happened to me many times in the past with other projects. So that's why I don't want to say, oh, it's definitely coming out until this date. So when I release the time, that means everything is done. That means the editing is done, the video is done. I got t-shirt material that's ready to be released, is done. None of that's going to be released. I'm not going to announce anything until maybe at least a week after I've completely finished everything. Then, okay. Rob Reed says, still blocked as Rob Reed. It's got to be somebody here who is blocking you. One of the mods. I don't know. So, but good to see you, Rob. I don't know why you're blocked, but anyway. And I got, let's see. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm trying to restream. I'm trying to stream also on my Rumble account. So I'm trying that out too. See what that looks like. Ah, yes. So I'm streaming on Rumble right now. Yeah, it's working. So if you guys want to see me on Rumble, I'm streaming there right now. That's awesome. This is my first time doing a multi-stream between YouTube and Rumble. This is my first time streaming on Rumble, period. Let alone multi-streaming. Wow, this is awesome, man. This is great. This is great. Let's see here. Oh, it froze over there. Okay. All right. Anyway. So let's see what we got here. All right, we got some comments on the side chat. Joshua Lowe says, another example is the rainbow. God created it to show his promise to never destroy the world. Oh, let me see what you said prior to that. Okay. Yeah, I really want to get you guys' take on something too. This is an ongoing debate between my wife and I about the presentation. It's showing the cartoon once it's done. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me just read your comment real quick. Joshua says, "Hello there. In case you didn't know, the Diddy trial is about to begin. Are you going to watch it?" I'm definitely going to pay attention to it, but I'm not going to watch the actual trial. I'd rather watch the commentary on it, to be honest with you. Um, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't trust the law officials. I don't trust the judges. I don't trust the lawyers. So who knows what could actually happen? There's a possibility that he could be free. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I would be surprised if they, they jail him too. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and then Joshua says, in order for us to be saved, we must be born again. Satan does not deny this fact. He just takes it and twists it. To him, being born again means reincarnation. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you know what? I could see that. I could see that. Then Josh says, another example is the rainbow. God created it to show his promise to never destroy the world again, but Satan took it and turned it into a symbol for the LGBTQ gay community. That is correct. That is correct. I had a stream done about that particular topic maybe about a year ago. And we were talking about it was sparked by a conversation that my wife and I had regarding some garment that our daughter is going to wear. My wife doesn't pay attention to this stuff. All she sees is when she sees a rainbow, she just sees that it's a series of colors. That's all it is. Okay, so when she dresses our daughter with giving her some rainbow stuff, it's not to promote the LGBTQ stuff. It's just because it's pretty. That's it. But one day, she was putting some rainbow bows in our daughter's hair, and I didn't like it. I was just like, don't you have something else? He said, why? What's wrong? Those are pretty. I said, I don't know, man. It's the gays. The gays. They've hijacked the rainbow color now. So what do you mean? See, you don't know what the LGBTQ's symbol is now? So you're talking about the rainbow? I said, yes. So you don't feel that this, her wearing this stuff, is kind of giving people the impression that we support the LGBTQ movement? And she said, no, I don't, no. The rainbow belongs to us Christians. That's what it belongs. It belongs to the Bible, And I was just like, yeah, I know. I agree with you. The devil, just as Joshua said here, has hijacked these good things. Just like even the name Jesus Christ, for example. I mean, in America and in the Western society, the name is used in a blasphemous fashion, in a very irreverent fashion. So now whenever you hear somebody say the name Jesus Christ, it's either because they're talking about him, they're giving praise to him, or somebody is using it as an expletive. And it's the only name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved that is used in that terrible fashion. But yeah, just as you said, Josh, that is another example of how Satan takes something that is pure and good and perverts it and makes that perversion, he attempts to make that perversion to be natural, so. But anyway, a little bit off topic of what I was talking about. But, it's hey, listen, any excuse, any opportunity to talk about the things of the Spirit of God or scripture or theology, it's awesome. Joshua says, a third example of principle of reaping what you sow. The devil takes the principle of reaping and sowing, turns it into cause and effect, aka karma. Yep. That's a very good point. Yeah. The Christians call it reaping and sowing. The non-Christians call it karma. You're right. You're absolutely right. Just like what you said about the rainbow. About the rainbow. And just as I mentioned about the name of Christ. Yeah, God takes everything. Satan takes everything that is created by God for good, for glory to his name, and he twists it, he perverts it, and use it as a means to get people away from bringing God the due glory that he has, that is due to him. And he attempts to make it natural. Let's see. Oh yeah. We'll see, Kelvin says the gay rainbow is unnatural and only uses 6 colors. That's convenient. Right. And real rainbow is 7. Right. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. But I think it still goes to show, just as we see in the scriptures, how um people, the saints, are marked with the seal of God in Revelation. Satan will attempt to do the same thing with the mark of the beast, and he's going to call himself God. So he's just, he's unoriginal and he can't come up with his own stuff. So he has to mock God and try to copy him and try to, and pretend that it's something completely original, whatever. Let's see, one other thing. And just like how God created the tree of life and his special seal of God, Satan made the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the mark of the beast. Yep. We're on the same mind, man. We're on the same mindset, Josh. You and I. Oh, here we go. Let me guess who this is. Matt Bell, Jimmy Seville, and Smokey are victims. And we need to gather around them and support them, amen. Just stay away from Grace. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Bill. We know it's you. And by the way, you don't have to come in here with a sock account. Okay, you're not blocked. You may have blocked me, but I didn't block you. So, and I don't know what this fascination is with Ryan. I mean, why do you keep talking about the guy, man? Leave the guy alone, man. I thought, again, see, this the crap that bugs me about some of these free gracers, man. And I've said this in a previous stream. Whining and complaining all the time about Smokey and Smokey, Josh, Ryan, this, that, all these other people, Brian and Ryan and Smokey and Bears, oh my, Ryan and Brian and Smokey, oh my, Ryan and Brian and Smokey, oh my. Golly, man. Is that all you guys talk about? You praise, dude, Olive, Bill. That's all you guys talk about. Gosh, man. And then when people respond to the constant whining and complaining that you make about these individuals, you then turn around and play the victim card and say, "Well, you see, now they're talking about us. See." And that's how we know that they're of the devil, because they're talking about us. Well, wait a minute, you're talking about them. Why do you got to have the last word? Leave it alone, man. Leave these men alone. If they're of the devil, as you believe that they are, then hand them over to the devil and leave them alone. Stop talking about them, man. That's one of the reasons why I subscribe to some of you people's channels, man. It's purely for entertainment purposes. That's it. I don't go to your channels for edification. Not anymore. I go there for drama. That's it. And I go elsewhere for edification, for fellowship. And yes, a good portion of those channels that I go to are non-Calvinists. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't offend any of my non-Calvinist friends. But don't you guys get tired of this back and forth? And Bruce, oh yeah, I forgot to mention Bruce. Yeah, again, if I say docs 3 times in this live stream, he might appear. I don't know. Maybe he's watching right now. He's lurking. Let me give it a shot. Docs. All right, we'll sit on that and wait a little bit, see if Bruce makes an appearance. But Bruce is another one. Ever since I've met this guy, always involved, constantly always, listen. I think at some point in our YouTube lives and careers, we're eventually going to be involved in some sort of drama, some sort of episodes with other YouTubers and stuff like that. Listen, that's just the natural order of things with flawed creatures, man. Humans are retarded. All of you humans are retarded. Every last one of you, including myself. You're retarded. You're retarded. That's why there's always going to be problems amongst men, amongst people. Disagreements, people lashing out, people saying stupid things that they ought not to say, people speaking in haste. humans make mistakes and do stupid stuff that they haven't been called to do. This is one of the reasons I believe Jesus speaks against our human nature in Matthew chapter 5 regarding the Beatitudes when he says, forgive those that trespass against us. Or that's Matthew chapter 6. Okay, when he gives you the Lord's Prayer. Okay. But starting at Matthew 5 and ending in Matthew 6, he's giving us instructions on to live a righteous life, live a life that is meaningful and honorable to God. And a lot of these things that he commands us to do are contrary to our human nature. Okay? I don't want to go through this again because this is just a testing stream, but anyway, the fact of the matter is this, you're going to have people on YouTube who are going to say, I heard what you said, Veckel. I disagree with it. And I'm going to make a video responding directly to it. Okay. Because I think what you're teaching is heresy and it's wrong. Okay, fine. You have every right to do that. Okay. Now, if I respond and say, well, you're an idiot and I'm going to dox you. Okay. And I go on ahead and do that, then you have every right to respond likewise. I mean, not likewise, but and respond to that, because what I did is something that's outside of the issue of criticizing one's worldview. Now I'm taking it personal. Okay. But that doesn't mean that you have to respond likewise. And then with constant AI generated animated memes of my face with, all this other stuff. I mean, come on. Obviously, people are going to do that. But see, here's the thing. I understand there's going to be people like that in this world. That's a given. Okay? Hand them over to God and let God take care of those individuals. But see, the problem that I have with some of these free gracers, especially the ones that are constantly whining and complaining, specifically the ones that are whining and complaining and trying to play victim all the time, is that they go around, they turn right around and continue to do the same things over and over again, sparking up even more animosity. Love to love God. What's going on, baby? What's happening? Okay, leave it alone, man. Why do you got to get the last word? Well, he made a video about me, talking about me the other day, making fun of me. He made a meme of it was my face but somebody else's body. So therefore, I gotta make a 2-hour long live stream cussing these guys out, threatening to kill them if they come my way. Whatever. Listen, man, it's your prerogative. You could do whatever you want. I'm not your pastor. Definitely, I'm not God. I'm just telling you now, man. I just think you're mad corny and you're disingenuous. If you're going around constantly complaining about the same individuals when you yourself are constantly attacking these people in the same way. So get ready, folks, because you're going to have two opposing views, two opposing individuals, two opposing groups of people that think alike when it comes to being attacked and starting and sparking up trouble. Okay? And that's why I keep saying before, listen, I quoted that passage in Matthew 20, I want to say 26:52. He that lives by the sword shall die by the sword. And you could take that in many ways, but one of the ways that I take that is, again, and I've said this before in a few streams ago, if you're constantly living a life where you're constantly sparking up trouble, you're constantly involved in drama, you're constantly starting drama, then you're going to constantly always be involved in drama. And you're never going to have the peace that you think that you deserve on this platform. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Mark my words. I mean, we're seeing it happen right now. You're going to have constant people coming at you because there are some people who profess to be Christian that will not obey God. They will not turn the other cheek. They're going to try to justify their retaliation and their revenge against you with memes. And they're going to use the same type of philosophy that the free gracers use. Well, I can do this. Why? Because it doesn't hinge on my salvation doesn't hinge on me behaving this way. So therefore, I could continue to attack these people in an ungodly fashion. Why? Well, because I'm saved. I'm not going to lose my salvation. So therefore, I could continue to make memes. I can continue to provoke these people. I can even dox these people. You know, send them a pizza. Whatever. I could dig around on Facebook or YouTube and find personal image of them and then upload it. And they can't say anything. Why? Because it's public access, whatever. So some of you free graces, Bill, you know, Praise, and you know, the rest of you, you got to understand that the people that are doing this to you, like let's say, for example, Basement Dweller. I don't know if he's a Christian or not, but the fact of the matter is that this is primarily what his existence on YouTube means. It's to make fun of you guys, just like you guys do with everybody else. But then you want to turn around and play victim. Come on, man. That's why nobody's buying it. So I don't know. You don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. You know, just keep on responding by signing into your sock accounts, pretending that you're not aware of what's being said about you. You know, continue with these videos at thick shades, making you know, these generated funny images of people like Ryan and Smokey, and then turn around and play the victim when it's done to you. I mean, come on, man. You know, you already made a video about me. So, but see, you gotta understand though. I mean, listen, there are people in this community who won't take your crap in the same way that other people in this community will. And so they can give as good as they can get. Okay? That's why, again, you'll never have peace, because you'll always be the one who's whining and complaining about what other people are doing to you when you're the one who is just as guilty. And because you got to have the last word, you got to have the last lick. Therefore, you're never going to have peace. Why? Because you're going to come across individuals who have the same exact mindset that you do. And therefore, the bickering and the doxing and the complaining is going to go on and on and on and on and on. So, but there is a positive to this, though. It's good entertainment and white noise for me. Like I said, I'm subscribed to some of you guys' channels, but I don't go to your channel for edification or fellowship. I go there only for entertainment. That's it. You can take that as you want. You can take that as an offensive thing or not. You know, I look at your channels. I look at your channels in the same way that I go to a non-believer's channel that talks about politics and talks about current events. That's what I do with some of these channels that constantly whine and complain and put memes up and, you know, and then they want to turn around and try to play the moral high ground by making streams that are specifically dedicated to Bible study. Give me a break. We can see right through that. You know how we can see right through that is because immediately after you start doing these video streams, let's say you're doing a stream about, let's say, 1 John chapter 5 or something like that, or Leviticus 3, whatever. You said, this stream is specifically about a Bible study. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you start off maybe in the first 5 minutes talking about the scriptures, and then somehow it turns into a gossip fest or some complaining, some festival of complaints. You're talking about what Ryan did, or what Smokey did, or what some other person who's against free grace done. Whatever. That's what it always turns around to be. That's what it always turns around to be. You can't leave it alone. I mean, hey, listen. Like I said, I'm not your pastor, not your father. I'm not the father. So, hey, do whatever you want. That's fine. It's entertainment for me. I'm telling you. And even people who think like me, who are like-minded as I am, with me, they might criticize me for even being subscribed to some of these people's channels and watching their content. I says, well, to each his own, man. I can tell you this, though. I'm way too intelligent to be influenced by some of the garbage that I see coming off of some of these channels. Okay? I'm much smarter than that. Okay? I've had discussions with every last one of these individuals on our differences. Okay? So I've been there, done that. We're not going to agree on certain areas. That's fine with me. And like I said in my comment section, I'm not interested in going to war with any of these people. But, I do have my means of responding, if you will, that I believe can be done in a godly fashion. But I'm not going to waste time going back and forth. I'm going to follow what the Spirit leads me to do. And I know for a fact the Spirit does not lead you or anyone to constantly make these arbitrary videos, initiating over and over again, back and forth bouts with these individuals. But that's what we keep saying. And listen, I don't have a problem with people being comedic with their channels. Go ahead and be funny. But don't turn around and try to pretend again. Don't play the moral high ground and try to pretend that you're innocent when you're being attacked by these individuals that you're making fun of. Okay, I'm coming. They turn around and say, "Oh, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm being good. I'm being a good boy by talking about scripture." No, you're not. Just watch any of their streams. They start off in the first 2 minutes talking about scripture, and then they immediately start talking about problems that they have with the same individuals. So again, I say, listen, if you want to keep it up, because you're overwhelmed by your pride, go ahead, keep it up. It's good entertainment for me, I'll tell you that, but it's not edifying. It's not edifying. There's no edification out of it. You're not glorifying God, cussing and swearing and all this other garbage because you mad at somebody because they said something about your mama or somebody else. Whatever. Absolutely amazing to me. But who knows? Hey, that's what I say. Listen, some of you take these people seriously. Me personally, listen, you can do whatever you want. I'm not the Pope of YouTube. I'm just some regular Joe Schmo with a regular 9-to-5 job. Actually, longer hours than that. And I have a YouTube channel. And I do cartoons, not for a living, but for a hobby. I am as regular as it can be. Okay, I am so regular. I am so common. I mean, there's nothing special about me except for God sees, and possibly my wife, which seems to be diminishing, especially our last vacation. We constantly getting into arguments with each other. But anyway, so I say, hey, keep it up, folks. I mean, keep it up, guys. And you know who I'm talking about. The ones who keep coming up with these animated, memes and making videos directed at Eric and Ryan and Smokey and all these individuals. I mean, keep it up. Go ahead. Good. Keep up the work, and then turn around and play innocent, play victim when it's retaliated. Go ahead, keep it up. Because all you're doing is making it. You're just giving us white noise. That's it. I don't go to your channel to listen to be enlightened or to be inspired by the Spirit of God, because I don't believe that He's there. If I go to your channel, if I see a channel that says, "Hey, we're going to do a study on First John chapter, I don't know, chapter 2 or whatever," just fill in the blank. I'm going to your channel not expecting to hear proper hermeneutic or exegesis. I'm going to your channel because I know that in just a short amount of time, you will probably make mention about the drama that's going on in this community. That's the only reason I go. You can get mad, or you can laugh and shrug and say, "Huh, well, that's what you do, Vickle." Okay, well, listen, I'm just being honest with you. You can get mad all you want. I don't care. You can get mad. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. That's why I'm subscribed to you guys' channel. I do not go to your channel for edification. I go there for entertainment. White noise. That's it. And if you feel the same way about this channel, hey, by all means, I can't control how you feel about it. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I call these streams and why not. Because over 80% of the material on this channel is just that. White noise, something to keep you busy while you're listening to, while you're doing chores around the house. You know what I say in my intros all the time. Tidbits of enlightening material here and there, when we get into these theological discussions about, our differences and stuff like that, and because God is sovereign, He can use any ridiculous thing that's happening on any stream, whether it's mine or your stream, and He can bring glory to His name in any way, shape, or form that He desires. But again, we're talking about a group of people who reject Calvinism and focus strongly on man's autonomy. And if that is the case, then you have to also take responsibility for the things that you do on your channel, the things that you say on your channel. You have to take responsibility. And it seems to me that these same people are saying, we can't lose our salvation, so therefore we can act and behave because there's no evidence that the Bible teaches that there's an actual transformation through regeneration. We just disregard the exhortations. We disregard the admonitions. We disregard the passages regarding transformation. Therefore, we can pretty much say whatever we want. Yeah, it may be dishonorable to God, but it's not going to affect our salvific status. Okay, well, and this is what caused you to go around constantly making these videos attacking the same individuals over and over and over again. But then you turn around like a hypocrite and then whine and complain and try to play the moral victim because the same thing's being done to you. So keep it up, man. It's entertainment to me. Entertainment to me. Rob says, I like listening to white noise. Wow, Billy. You know what, Rob? Why don't you just leave my channel? Because you sound like a racist. You just like white noise because it's white. It's white. No, just kidding, Jay. I actually like Rob Reed. I do wish that you and Ryan would clear things up, man, and stop this garbage that's going on between you. But, whatever. That's between you guys. That's nothing to do with me. Anyway, I'm trying out this audio, trying out this streaming program called Restream. I'm liking it so far. Just those 2 red flags so far. I don't know how old this program is, but it's definitely. I don't like the delay that comes with sharing videos. Here, let me put up another video. Oh gosh, yeah, there's like a 3-second delay, and I know 3 seconds sound, you Westerners, you Americans, you always gotta whine and complain about things being done your way, right away. You live in a microwave society. Yeah. Okay, fine. But just trying these things out. Let me see if I can get another overlay. Got Dave in the house. Dave, what's going on? So Dave said, Dave, so I need Englishmen to either block me now or come tell me I'm going to hell some. See, that's another way that you kind of spark up trouble too, man. You just constantly bringing it up. Anyway, let me try up another song here. Let's see. Yeah, so when you press play on a song, there's this crazy delay. Where's the song? Look. Ugh, I don't like that one. This one's called Classical. Let's see what this one is. Yeah. Okay. Here's one called Epic. Let's see what that sounds like. They got that ambient, that rain ambiance in the background. That's on a few of these audio. Okay, I'm coming. I'm sorry. All right, I got to wrap this up. All right. Well, I'll probably I'm going to continue to do what I said I'd do with both StreamYard and Restream. So I'm going to be flipping back and forth. Again, for those of you who might be inquiring, if you guys... Oh, hold on. Oh. Press the wrong button. So for those of you who are inquiring, again, if you missed the previous stream, if you want to come into the stream for Restream, I don't think you need an account. You just need a Google account, and you click on the link, and then you'll pop right into the room, just like StreamYard. So seems easy. I guess that's it. Let me just try one last thing with. I downloaded a random image that I created in what is it called? Midjourney. Let me see if that pops up. Okay, it's a man inside a gigantic crater. Okay. All right, so let me see how that looks. All right. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a delay, even with showing overlays. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that, but oh well. Listen, it's a good alternative to having to pay $40-something per month with StreamYard. Okay. But hey, it's business, man. I'm a capitalist. I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're trying to make a couple of dollars. But that doesn't mean that I have to pay for it either. So you put me in a position where I'm forced to pay for that service. Then I'm just going to find some other means to stream and stuff like that. So, but anyway, shout out to all of you guys who are decided to tune in to this extremely boring stream with me testing out this new program. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Now that I got both StreamYard and Restream to try out, and again, I'm still streaming on Rumble right now. I can't believe this. This is awesome. I got 2 people watching me on Rumble right now, so that's kind of cool. I forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, I was wrapping things up. All right, let me wrap this up. Gonna make a couple of hot dogs for me and the little one. And whoever's doing some streams out there, holla at your boy and let me know something. I'll try to pop in. I'm off today and tomorrow. So let me know what's good and what's going on out there in the world. All right. And with that, I bid you farewell. Take care and God bless.